Hello, and thank you for joining us for the New Mexico 136 Interchange Feasibility Study. This study is being conducted by the New Mexico Department of Transportation in cooperation with the Federal Highway Administration. The consultant team includes Bohannon Houston Incorporated, Mold and Corbin and Associates, High Mesa Consulting Group, Aircon Consulting Incorporated, and Epsilon Associates. Through the presentation, I will walk you through an overview of the project, including purpose and need, specifics on the study process, present the existing conditions, discuss the alternatives analysis, review the project schedule, and finish up by letting you know how to provide public input. The entire project is to conduct a Phase 1AB study of the New Mexico 136 from milepost 0 to milepost 9.2, or from the port of entry at the international border of Mexico and the United States to the Texas-New Mexico border. The official title is the New Mexico 136 Interchange Feasibility Study. New Mexico 136 is a 4-lane arterial that facilitates both international and interstate commerce and drive economic development in Doña Ana County and the state overall. The study will evaluate the existing access control breaks along New Mexico 136 and determine the adequate level of access at each location. The project is aware of and considering the following adjacent studies: the Santa Teresa Port of Entry Expansion, New Mexico Border Authority, Sunland Park Port of Entry Planning, City of Sunland Park, Border Highway Connector Study, a new roadway corridor between New Mexico 136 to New Mexico 273, New Mexico Department of Transportation, Santa Teresa Strategic Plan and Economic Impact Analysis, New Mexico Economic Development Department, and the Industrial Bridge Overpass over the Union Pacific Railroad by Doña Ana County. Also, the Roadway Network Resiliency Plan by Doña Ana County, future. Through the study process, the project purpose and need will be determined from the following categories: physical deficiencies, safety, travel demand and congestion, mobility, system connectivity, economic development, legislative mandate. The purpose is to improve operational and safety issues, increase mobility, and enhance economic development. Need is to determine the level of access required to create a free-flow freight corridor along New Mexico 136 from the Santa Teresa Port of Entry to Interstate 10. The study process will follow the New Mexico Department of Transportation location study procedures. Currently, we are in the Phase A portion of the study, which is defined as the initial evaluation of alternatives. The next phase, Phase B, will be the detailed evaluation of alternatives. The study will be conducted as a combined Phase A-B study and will incorporate the criteria of each phase into the study. The future phases will be environmental documentation, Phase C, and Phase D preliminary design, and finally, final design and construction. Study process for the New Mexico 136 Interchange Feasibility Study is a combined Phase A-B report. Phase A will include establish purpose and need of the project, evaluate existing conditions, identify potential alternatives, evaluation and recommendation of alternatives, public input. That's why we're here now, for the public input. The Phase B portion of the report will include further evaluate alternatives from the Phase A, concept engineering plan, develop right-of-way and cost, gather performance data, determine environmental and social effects, public input will also be included in the Phase B. The next steps in the study process will be the Phase C, environmental through the National Environmental Policy Act and categorical exclusion. Phase D, preliminary design, to include 30% engineering plans. Phase 2, final design services. Please join me now for a review of the existing conditions of a project area. The existing conditions of New Mexico 136 Pete Domenici Highway begins at the U.S.-Mexico border and extends 9.2 miles to the New Mexico-Texas state line. New Mexico 136 is an access-controlled facility, leaving milepost 0.43 approximately at Binational Drive. The existing roadway typical section is a 4-lane divided highway with existing right-of-way at 200 feet wide. In 2015, the pavement section along this roadway corridor was upgraded with a 9.5-inch continually reinforced concrete pavement. Existing access control along New Mexico 136 are displayed on the map to the right and defined tabularly on the left. The red dots on the map indicate access control breaks with existing road connections, and the green indicate the access control breaks for future roads. In review of the existing comprehensive plans and development plans, the existing land use through the corridor are a mixed commercial, industrial, residential, and undeveloped. The existing roadway network consists of 3 regional transportation facilities: I-10, New Mexico 136, New Mexico 273, New Mexico 9, connecting numerous roadways throughout the region. In 2011, the New Mexico legislature approved overweight zones that extend 12 miles from the Santa Teresa port of entry to match the overweight limit of trucks coming north from Mexico. Goal was to ease movement of goods between countries and support regional economic development with new logistic facilities in the region. To facilitate this change in truck weights, New Mexico 136 was retrofitted with continuously reinforced concrete pavement. In February of 2024, traffic counts were completed to determine the existing level of service for that corridor. Annual average daily traffic is slightly above 8,000 vehicles per day. Heavy commercial is ranging from 20 to 30%. The study area is within the boundary of the El Paso Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO. Our team will be coordinating with El Paso MPO on the 2050 demand model to project future traffic information. Traffic counts completed at intersections in 2024. The existing signalized intersections included Strauss at New Mexico 136, Airport at New Mexico 136, Russell Boulevard at New Mexico 136, and New Mexico 273 at New Mexico 136. Existing signalized intersections operate at overall level of service C or better. New Mexico 136 and New Mexico 273 operate at an overall level of service C. However, individual movements, northbound left, right, and southbound left, operate at a level of service C in the AM, midday, and PM peak. New Mexico 136 and Russell Boulevard operate at an overall level of service C. Individual movement operations experience breakdown in the AM peak hours, where the northbound through operates at a level of service E, with the northbound through and southbound left running over capacity during this time. All other movements operate at a level of service C or better. Unsignalized intersections operate at a level of service B based on traffic counts gathered in February of this year. Unsignalized intersections operate at a level of service B or better on the traffic counts gathered in February of this year. Through the study process, we have reviewed 4-year crash history reports of 150 total. Majority of the accidents are at intersections. 72 are same direction crashes, indicating rear end or angle resulting from property damage only. 1 fatal crash involving impaired driving was noted through the corridor. As part of the study process, we have performed subsurface utility engineering and survey to identify any potential impacts with the alternatives assessment. The project will continue to coordinate with utility owners for the life of the project. All alternatives will be reviewed with existing and future utilities in consideration. The existing railroad crossing over the Union Pacific Railroad via bridge between Airport and Strauss Road. Through the study, the team will review and document load-bearing capacity for this bridge. The existing bridge will be studied for alternatives to increase bridge capacity from 86,400 to 96,000 to meet the overweight corridor designation. Existing economic conditions. The entirety of Doñana County is a foreign trade zone, the only county-wide foreign trade zone in the United States, which includes the Borderplex, the largest metropolitan area on the U.S.-Mexico border, which includes Las Cruces, New Mexico, El Paso, Texas, Guanajuato, Mexico, serving a population more than 2.5 million. Now we will get into the development of initial concepts. The concept developments and locations for evaluation will range from mile marker 1.79 at South Road all the way through mile marker 8.05 New Mexico 273 to include 9 locations for evaluation. The existing intersections along New Mexico 136 are currently at grade intersections, meaning all traffic travels through the intersections at the same elevation. Some of these intersections, like New Mexico 273 and Russell Boulevard and Airport Road, are signalized intersections. Others are stop controlled on the crossing roadway through its stop sign. Through the study, grade-separated interchange options will be considered at existing 9 access control breaks. These options will include an alternative where the mainline roadway of New Mexico 136 goes over the crossroad shown in the concept in the picture on the left, with the option for the opposite alternative where New Mexico 136 would remain at the existing grade and the crossroad goes over the mainline roadway of New Mexico 136. The existing typical roadway section for New Mexico 136 is a 12-foot lane divided highway. The median width is 24 foot, with inside shoulder widths of 4 foot and outside shoulders measuring 8 feet. Connecting to New Mexico 136 are only made at existing access control locations. With the development of grade-separated interchanges at the approved crossroads, adjacent roadway systems and connections will need to be considered. Connectivity between interchanges can be accomplished by different methods. Internal roadways, built within the development connecting to major crossroads. Adjacent roadways, travel adjacent to New Mexico 136. Both options could include single direction or bidirectional travel. All options could be phased to be constructed as development arrives. Evaluation criteria for the concepts will include purpose and need, traffic operations, safety, future land use, environmental impacts, utility impacts, right-of-way acquisition, engineering and construction, cost, and public input. The New Mexico 136 Interchange Feasibility Study timeline began in the winter of 2023-2024, beginning with survey, mapping, and review of the existing conditions. Through the summer and fall of 2024, we will be developing interchange alternatives and presenting the existing condition findings to the public through stakeholder and public meetings. Through the winter of 24-25, we will be working through the detailed alternatives and preferred options will be selected. In the spring of 2025, we will submit the draft Phase AB report, followed by a second public meeting where we will present the findings from the study process. Through the fall and winter of 2025, we will be completing the study and releasing the final Phase AB report. Your input helps make better decisions on future transportation projects. The goal of the presentation is to establish and maintain consistent flow and exchange of information. We have a project website and we'll be leaving you with our contact information. Please submit all comments by November 1st, 2024. The project website is www.dot.nm.gov/projects/New Mexico 136-interchange-event/. Email is nm136@bhinc.com. The phone number is 505-264-0111. Mail will be accepted. Attention, New Mexico 136 Interchange Feasibility Study. Bohannon Houston, Inc., 7500 Jefferson Street Northeast, Albuquerque, New Mexico, 87109.